All right. So let's have a nice, active, but yet mindful practice today. And rock your sitting bones forward and back to find your sitting bones. We often don't know where they're at. You know, we say sitting bones. Us yoga teachers, we say silly things, and then people go, what do you mean by sitting bones? Well, you don't know where they are. You can go find them with your fingers. We can also rock forward and back and side to side to feel them. And one of the reasons we're doing this is to bring in awareness to our body, but the other reason is we're finding our center. So we tip too far one way or the other way, our body says, nope, come back upright. And now as we go forward and back, find that place where you can lift up and out of your waist, right about in the center, and pull your bellies in and up, and take a breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. And so just really quickly drawing awareness to the body. As you breathe in, focus on your feet. As you breathe out, focus on your feet. As you breathe in, focus on your lower legs, the area below your knees. Exhale, breathe out and focus on your lower legs. As you breathe in, focus on your knees. As you breathe out through your nose, focus on your knees. As you breathe in, focus on your upper legs or your thighs, above your knees, below your hips. Breathing out, focusing on the thighs. Breathing in, focusing on our hips. Breathing out, focusing on our hips. Breathing in, focusing on our torso, the area from the hip crest all the way up to the top of the shoulders. Breathing out, focusing on our spine and our torso and our core. Breathing in, focusing on our upper arms. Breathing out, focusing on our upper arms. Breathing in, focusing on our forearms, above the wrist, below the elbow. Breathing out, focusing on the forearms. Breathing in, focusing on your hands. Notice if your mind's wavering, we're just bringing awareness to the body. Exhale, focusing on your hands. Breathing in, focusing on your neck. Breathing out, focusing on your neck. Breathing in, focusing on your head. Breathing out, focusing on your head. Why do we do this? To come into the body. I often get asked about, how do I deal with anxiety? Well, one of the ways that a yogi deals with anxiety is from breathing, focusing on our breathing, also focusing on our body. So they call it embodiment. That's a nice term for getting in our body and out of our heads. Let's bring our arms into cactus. Cactus is where the elbows are slightly below your shoulders. Awesome. And now you're going to start to bring your forearms towards each other and then open it back up. And exhale, pull it in, start to gaze at your belly as your elbows come towards each other. They may or may not touch, by the way. And then inhale, open it up, heart lifts. So we're integrating in cat-cow here. Exhale, round your spine. Pull your arm bones towards each other. Pull your belly in. And then we inhale, belly moves forward, heart moves upward, arms open up to the side. Exhale, pull it in. And inhale, open it up. Awesome. Now, bring it in. Turn your elbows towards each other and arm bones out. upper arm out, or forearms out, and then bring them together, open up the elbows, press your palms in towards each other. Elbows in, forearms out. Palms together, elbows out. Yep. You got it. Open it up one more time and pull it together. Press the palms in. Shoulder blades are on the back. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. They may be bending, right? Elbows may be bending. Lift up and out of the waist. You might have one hand down on the chair while your left arm is up, right? Side bend now towards your right. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Breathe in. Push your sitting bones down into the chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bending the elbow. And place it down, other side, unless you want both arms up, either way. So opposite hand on chair or lifting palms towards each other, fingertips perhaps touching. One way is not better than the other. We just want to get some good lengthening through the sides of the body. That's giving us space. Then take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, arms back to center, pull your palms into heart center. Good. Now we're going to do something fun. If you can, bring your right elbow over your left, and then you might press your forearms into each other. If it doesn't work, just push your palm or your forearms in towards each other. Then we're going to lean the forearms towards the right as we drop our head towards our left shoulder. Isn't that fun? It's a little bit of a mind teaser, but notice what you're feeling in the side of your neck. It's a good little stretch, isn't it? I'm feeling it right along here from actually a little bit lower than the neck, but notice what you're feeling. Inhale, arms rise, open it back up. And we're going to go the other way. So now it's right on top. And we're going to take the forearms towards the left and tilt our head towards the right. Don't worry if you have it slightly different, one on top or the. We want to do the opposite of the way the arms are going. And one side may feel different than the other along where the stretch is on the side of the neck or just below it. Inhale, lift the elbows, open it up. Good. Take your fingers, interlace them, press the palms away. Then bend your elbows. Start to circle the elbows up and around into our shoulder, flossing. Yes. So it's like you're drawing little circles with your elbows. And then you just take it as far as your body will allow safely. Listen to the body. That's why we do those little mind body exercises in the beginning with our breath to just draw us inward. Press the palms away. And exhale, release your hands down into your lap. Sitting forward on the chair, push your palms into your knees or thighs and lift your heels. Push down through the balls of the feet, lifting the ankles, belly pulls in and up. Exhale, release the heels down. So we've got pressure on our palms into the thighs. And then we push the thighs into the palms, draw the shoulder blades on the back. And release. Picking up the right knee, hug your shin in towards you. Good. Push down through the left foot. And you're going to interlace your fingers underneath the thigh. We're going to isolate the lower leg, meaning we're just going to move the lower leg. And it's not as easy sometimes as we think it should be. So just kind of take note. The area that's moving is from the knee down towards the foot. It's like, sometimes it's a little bit of a brain teaser. Then reverse it. And now we're going to circle the whole thigh bone. So now we're isolating the upper leg bone and circle it around. Now, if this is tough, you can use a strap underneath your thigh instead of your hand. It gives you, sometimes it gives a little bit more space to do that. And then pull the knee in, give it a big hug, and let's extend the leg forward and then downward. Push your heel down into the earth. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, come into the cactus. Lean slightly forward. Feel your shoulder blades come onto your back. Breath is in. Breath is out. Draw the back of your palms backwards. Elbows may tilt slightly forward. Push down through your heel and your foot. That's it. Dropping the left hand into your lap. Lift the left arm. Good. Bend the elbow, touch behind your back. You might feel this here. I was using some weights yesterday and I am feeling that. Good to use those weights every so often, right? We want to keep our muscles strong, do a little bit of cross training. I know you guys are doing other classes too. Lift your arms up. You can do several of these exercises with weights, and they don't have to be heavy or soup cans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pound weights, whatever is best for you. Start low and you'll be surprised how you build your strength. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press down. Good. If your hand is touching your back, go ahead and push your hand gently into your back and then lift up tall through your spine. Good. Let's inhale it up and exhale, bring it down and drag the right heel back. Other side, hug the knee in towards you. Push your fingers or your interlaced fingers into your shin. Let the elbows be out to the side and then drop them as the shoulder blades come onto the back. Circling you can take your hands behind the thigh, circling the lower leg. Just notice the sensation you're feeling. Sitting tall, so we don't want to be back here. We want to be up and forward on the sitting bones. And then the other way, ooh, this side is crackling a little bit more, so we just notice that. No good or bad here. And then let's do just the thigh bone. That's where you can take a tie underneath your thigh, and that might be easier to hold, or use your left hand to circle the leg bone around and about. Inhale, the knee comes upward, exhale, and around. And let's extend the leg and then lower the heel down, push the heel down, lift tall up and out of your waist. Hands come to your hips. Pull the elbows in towards each other, not like we're squeezing crazy, right? They're just pulling in, and as they pull in, feel the shoulder blades come onto your back. Do that a few times. You can really feel it. Elbows out, and then gently pull them in. Notice what you feel behind your back. Start to lean forward, and you might take your arms into cactus. I love this pose because when we bring our arms into cactus or goalpost, whichever you prefer, you can really feel the blades moving in. And then if we work to tilt the back of the hand behind us, the elbows might come a little bit forward. Push down, rise up, and exhale. Bring the palms down, lifting the left arm up. Good. Exhale, touch back behind you. Ooh, I can feel the weights. So what I'm feeling is right here, but you might feel it too. So the reason I'm feeling that is because the weights make the muscles a little tighter. So this is a good stretch for it. Inhale, arm lifts. Exhale, it lowers. Will the hand necessarily touch to the back? Maybe, maybe not. Inhale, arm lifts. You just go into the point where you feel sensation. No pain, all gain. That is our motto. That is our motto. All right, lift it up, exhale, lower it down, and we will widen our legs for some variations. So right knee out to the side, and you're going to extend your left leg. Extend the left leg. And heel is about underneath knee on the right side. Push the heel down into the earth and pull your toes towards you on the left side. Inhale, take your hands up and maybe behind the head. Good. We're going to twist now towards the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale back to center. Exhale. This is our first twist, so take it easy. Head turns last. Inhale back to center. Back to the right. Maybe you lower the left arm into your down to your thigh and you pull it to get a little bit of leverage. You're not pulling the knee into center, you're pressing the thigh against the hand and the hand against the thigh. And if you want, you can extend your right arm back behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, return to center. And shift it up. Left heel and foot underneath, extending the right leg. And adjust yourself on the seat. Inhale into cactus, fingertips behind head. Twist towards your left. Head turns last. You can lean your head slightly into your fingertips. It gives you an idea of what is upright, what is lifting up through the head. What does it feel like to keep feeling like you're gaining space? Inhale back to center. Press down firmly through the left foot. Sometimes we forget. And turn. I know I do, and I go, oops, I don't feel it quite as heavy pressing down. That activates our muscles. Inhale back to center. And now we may, this is always a baby, right? We might take the right hand to the left thigh. They're pulling in towards each other. And that's the isometric, so that the thigh is in neutral and you feel pressure down evenly through your foot. You might extend the left arm back, gazing at the palm. Breath is in. And breath is out. Inhale back to center. Let's go right to goddess. So heels under knees, and you're going to widen it to your inner thighs are going to tell you how wide to go. I was just doing some yoga with my friend because, I've been staying here with her in Florida, and she's a tennis player, but she doesn't do yoga, and she's super duper tight. So she was feeling all kinds of sensations. She's like, I can't squat like that. So you do what you can. Your feet may be closer together, or they may be wider apart. Some of it is based on the shape of our hip sockets. Push down through your feet. I want you to isometrically pull them towards each other. Press your knuckles in towards each other. Notice if your jaw's clenching, please, no jaw clenching. Now, I want you to pull the muscles low down in your pelvic floor. Pull them in and then up. Open it up. We release. Press away. Press the palms away. Push down through your feet. Now you're pushing them down and pull them away from each other. So it's down. Now you don't see me moving, right? It's muscular isometric energy pushing down and away. Let's pull back in now. So you can see, and it's hard, you can pull on your pelvic floor in and up, but it's a lot harder because the energy's going out. Let's pull in again, push down through your feet, pull your heels towards each other isometrically, push your knuckles in towards each other. Feel your knuckles pushing in towards each other. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's release that knuckle business. Lift your heels for a moment. Just give them a little break from pressing down. Exhale, release. Forearm to thigh, right forearm to thigh. Inhale, left arm reaches upward. Over the ear. Maybe you bend your elbow and press the back of your head into your fingertips. You might gaze up or you might gaze down. That's going to depend on your neck. Breathe in. Belly pulls in. Notice if your ribs are jutting forward. Pull them back. Gaze to the upper elbow or sky or not. You might even have your eyes closed. Sometimes eyes closed really helps you to draw in. We're going to push down through our feet, rise up, and other way. Left forearm to thigh. Make sure the shoulder stays back. Push your forearm down into your thigh, but only because you want to get more space in between your thigh and the inside of your arm, inside of your body. Inhale the arm up. Maybe spread your fingers and then sweep it overhead. Elbows still may be bent. That's okay. We're opening up the shoulders. We're opening up the side of the body. Now push down with both feet evenly and pull the heels towards each other. Reach a little bit more. You got it. Inhale, rise up. And let's bring our feet together. We're going to practice eagle legs. So variations here. First variation is crossing ankles. So you're hugging ankles towards each other. So the legs hug in. Notice what you feel. You can stay there, or you can place a block underneath or to the side of your right foot and then cross over like that or like this. You don't have to have the block. Or you can squeeze your calves, your shins towards each other. That's another option. So we're squeezing legs towards each other. Some of you might be able to take your foot behind the calf. You will not be any more enlightened for doing that. So this is the bottom part of what we were practicing with our arms, and we're going to now do the arms. So we have left thigh over right. Now we're going to take left arm underneath right. This may be where you're at. And if the crossing is too much, then keep your forearms towards each other and don't cross. Now, lift your elbows a bit. Now push your elbows away. Some of you might cross wrists. Again, not more enlightened. Not more enlightened. Lift the elbows up. Hug your legs towards each other. This is eagle pose. Eagle seated pose. We're going to open it up, take our hands to the chair and maybe lift the leg up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, it rises. Exhale, it lowers. Maybe we find a spinal balance with the right arm out to the side and the left leg forward. And release. Let's do the other side. Block is optional. Cross ankles. So this is me just hanging out, right? So it's the muscular energy of squeezing the legs towards each other. So knee bones are coming towards each other. If that's super easy for you, you might take your thighs. A lot of people sit like this, right? We sit like this all the time, but we're not hugging muscles together. Hug thighs towards each other. Maybe hug shins in or foot behind. Optional. All is optional. Now we're taking right under left. Left is over right. Any of the variations we looked at, even this is a variation. This is a hugging variation, but we're getting a spread through the back of the shoulders. Lifting the elbows up, no matter which version you choose. Now push, as you press your elbows up, see if you can imagine the shoulder blades spreading back behind you. Breathe in, breathe out. Perhaps take your hands to the side of the chair as you kick your leg forward. And arm out to the side, spinal balance. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, it lifts up. Lower, lift, lower, lift, and pull it back on in. Take your hands to the side of the chair behind you, or some people like the lower part and some like the upper. We're going to lean forward, so you're going to want to go forward in your chair. With your hands wrapping around the back of the chair, that gives you stability. You know you're hanging on to the chair. Take your shoulders up and back, and then lift your heart skyward for a back bend. So important to get our back bends in. And then imagine lifting your sternum up towards the sky. Push down through your feet. Hug your hips towards each other. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Rise back upward. Release your arms. See if you can take your right hand behind you and make a fist. And push your fist into the back of your spine, but push your ribs back. It's not your spine, it's your ribs. And then push your ribs gently into your knuckle. If that doesn't work, if making a fist is too hard, then you can leave the back of your hand open. So either fist or open. And if it's too much to get it back behind there, then press the fist into the side of your ribs. I want you to feel your ribs. This is just feeling our body, but also using our bones against each other gently, right? We're not like mushing one way. We've got to have the same pressure going in both sides. So meaning ribs and hand. Now we're going to do the other side. I'm just showing you standing. So make a fist, push your ribs into the back of your hand and your back of the hand in your ribs, and draw your shoulder up and back. Or here, you can feel, it's a good thing to feel our ribs. Where are they in space? You might notice a difference in between sides. And then we release. We're going to use the strap. We're going to play with pulling arms towards each other. Now, if you don't have a strap, you can use a shirt, a scarf, whatever you can grab. And I'm just standing. You don't have to. Just so you can see. So we're going to lift our right arm, bend it back behind us, just so you can see. You might not do it right away here. And then left arm goes behind us. Now I'm really flexy, so I can touch my fingers, but most people can't. So that's where the tie comes in. Most people can't. So we're going to take the right hand and drop it down behind us with the strap. Don't hit yourself in the head with the strap, by the way. Then the left arm comes back and you might find that strap. This is where you get to pull now on the strap. So the upper arm is pulling upward and the lower arm is pulling downward. Notice what you feel. Some of you might have done this in PT before. Now, so we're pulling up with our upper hand and down with our lower hand. Now let's try to creepy crawl the hands towards each other a little bit. It might get a little bit tighter. No pain though, remember, no pain. Now this shoulder, the left shoulder, tends to go forward when we do this. So draw it up and back, up and back. And then now to release, I just want you to release your upper hand from the strap, let it go. I learned that because I was hitting myself in the head, so it's easier to do it that way. Now we're going to do the other side. So left hand bends, elbow bends, take it back behind you. take your right hand, bend the elbow back behind you. By the way, this might be it, right? This might be it, just taking your hand back behind you. Then you clasp the strap. You're going to now draw the right shoulder up and back because it tends to go forward. And you can make adjustments. How much space do you need between your hands? Give yourself more space. You can always tighten it up. Now we're going to pull up with the left hand and down with the right. Up with the left, down with the right. Up with the left, down with the right. Breathe in and out. Maybe creepy crawl your hands a little bit more closer together. And feel the stretch. This is good for your shoulders, as long as you don't have any injuries that preclude it. Then we're going to go ahead and release it. Let that go. Let it go. And let's go down to the earth. On the way down, you might take your strap and your block and a blanket, a pillow, whatever you need to get down safely. So I was mentioning before that a nice thing to do is to have the chair against the wall. That's the safety, right? That's just the safety. So the chair's not going anywhere. I'm going to grab a pillow over here just to have it. And we're going to slowly, first take yourself into a wall dog. I apologize, you're seeing my buttocks, right? So take a nice wall dog on your way down, and then you might put a pillow or a blanket underneath a knee. Come on down. And then once you're down, let's put the chair just on the mat for a few poses, and then we'll take it off. You might have the blanket underneath your knees or pillow. And I'm going to stick it to the side over here. Hands are going to be on the chair. We're going to stretch our hands forward and get a stretch like this. Like this. And then we're going to inhale and rise up. Now, take your right foot, you're going to bring it forward. This is going to take a little time to get there, perhaps. Give myself a little space. Now it's going to go against that wall. So you can use your hand or you can use blocks to give yourself space. We're going to put the right foot up towards the chair for a hip opener. Hands are on the chair. Maybe a blanket under the back knee. Once you're there, begin to circle the hips around and about. Let's open up the hips. So we circle it around and about. Take your time, no rushing in yoga. You can rush in a different class, maybe the power moves or the ready, steady boxing. Then walk your foot back to about neutral, meaning so forward of your hip for a lunge. We're going to lean forward and back. And you're going to feel a different stretch as you go forward and back. So we are lunging. Now, some of you, there are two reasons why you do this. One is you're not liking the back knee down and you want it up. The other one is you want to try a lunge like this. You might curl your back toes under, lean your forearms on the chair, lift your heel. That's a little harder, but we are strengthening the front thigh as we do this and stretching the back leg. And then we're going to lower it down. So that was an option, of course. Back to circling the hip around and about, leaning forward and back, and then lifting up, fingertips on chair, maybe leaning the knee a little forward. I know this is hard. So if you're super tight in your legs, it's not easy. So give yourself a little pat on the back for moving this direction. And when you need to back off, you do. Now, we're going to take our hands, clasp them on the chair, and switch sides. So take the leg back. A lot of people use their hand to bring the leg forward and back. Good for them, right? That's a good thing. Let's bring the left leg forward. And then we're going to circle the hip around and about. This just helps to loosen up the hip joint where we store a lot of tension. And it feels so good to loosen it up. We move with more ease. Then walk the foot more forward. And so when I mean forward, it's coming straight from the hip. And let's rock forward and back. You can always walk your knee back a bit. If you want a little bit more space, you don't want to bump your knee too hard into the front of the chair. So you might walk your back knee back a little bit and then rock it forward and back and forward and back. And if you would like to lift the back leg and get a little bit of its core work and it's strengthening the back of the leg, you can lean your forearms onto the chair, curl your back toes under, pull your bellies in. We don't want to lean onto the thigh. You might lift your thigh a little bit off of that. Lift your belly off the thigh, maybe lift the leg. It is definitely working this front thigh. There is no doubt about it. We can feel it, but we have support of the chair. Feel the stretch, take a breath in and a breath out and exhale, lower that down and come onto your knees. We're gonna do camel pose. So I'm gonna face forward, but you can keep your hands on the chair. Actually, if I face forward and turn this to the side, you can see. So you can have the chair facing you and your feet can be curled under or just down. If you know you get lower back pain, this may not be the pose for you. The other thing that you can do is take a block in between your thighs. So I think this will be the best way for you to see. You can have the chair in front of you. You might keep one or both hands on the chair. We're going to lift up and out of the waist. If it feels stable to you, you can bring both hands onto your hips. Then draw your shoulders up and back. Gently pull your elbows towards each other. Lift your heart towards the sky. Hug a block. That helps the lower back. Angle your sit bones down towards your knees, down towards the earth. Inhale, lift back up. This is a back bend. You can keep your hands on the chair as you do this. You can place your hands on your hips. If you'd like, you might have one arm up overhead. Try it again. Or one hand behind your head, my favorite. So elbow would be forward. Lean your head back into your hand as you lift your heart. You are supporting your head. Hug the block. We don't want any lower back pain, so we have to tone our hips. Hug, hug, hug your inner thighs into the block. Inhale, rise up. If you did one side, you're going to want to do the other. So bending the elbow, supporting the head. Lift tall, up and out of the waist first. We want to get space in the body. Then lean back as heart rises. Hug, 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 block. Inhale, rise up. Let's come out of that business and we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. Move the chair out of the way. You don't need to see it right now. There we go. Take the block with me. Let's do, I'm sure you've had enough on your knees. So let's come on down off of the knees and come onto our sit bones. And bring your hands in front of your shins or behind your thighs. Another option is to place the tie behind your thighs and hold on to the tie. This is a core builder. This is boat pose. Shoulders up and back, heart lifted. Push thighs into strap or strap into thighs or hands into thighs to get length. And you may lift one leg. You may lift the other. Some of you might want to do both, but you might even just come onto your tippy toes like this. That's awesome too. And then let's come back forward, give ourselves a hug. Big, 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 big hug. Hug yourself. We're going to come onto our backs and do a little eagle variations. So you're going to come onto your back, and you might have a pillow underneath your head. You may not. You don't want too much though. A folded blanket would maybe suffice. I'm going to take this off because I don't think you can see me on this dark mat. So we're on our back, and you're going to cross your legs, cross your thighs. So right over left, and then hug your knees in towards you. So hug it in, and then maybe let it move away a few times. So rock it forward and back. Then take your hands to your legs, your lower legs, and let your feet open up a little bit. You're going to start to feel this as you pull your knees in towards you around here. It should be right around here, back behind your thighs and maybe outer hips. We're hugging these towards each other. Now, if this is a lot on your hips, you can do number 4 pose instead, and that's going to open up your hip. It's a little bit different, but it's an alternative. So we're hugging it in, pulling it in. And then let's release and let that go. Let's do a bridge in between sides. So feet are forward, just outside your hips, arms down by your side, elbows bent, palms facing each other, push down through your feet, lift into your bridge. And lift your heart towards your chin. The back of your head is gently, gently, gently pressing into the earth. There's space in between your neck and the mat. You don't want a flat neck on the mat. The back of your neck should not feel the mat. Exhale, release down. So we want that curve. Let's go again. Push down through the feet. Inhale, lift the hips. Push down through the upper arms, your elbows. Feel the lift in your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you lift your right heel. Lower it down. Left heel lifts. Lower it down. Lift both heels. Push down through the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels down and lower the hips down. Now we'll do the other side. So you're now crossing left over right. Pull the knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug. You might even rock forward and back a few times. Hands are on the lower legs, and you can start to widen your feet until you feel a stretch. Now the knees are pulling towards you. If you keep them away, notice what you feel. If you feel a stretch there, that's where you should stay. You can start to pull in until you feel a stretch, then stop. So the more we pull in, the more you're going to stretch. And the more you push your feet away from each other, the more you're going to feel some sensation in your hips. And then release. Let's let that go. Let that go. Now we're going to do a few yoga sit-ups. Here's the thing about yoga sit-ups. It's not about pushing our head up. It is about pulling our belly in, and our head doesn't even have to lift very high up. The point is, on our exhale, we're going to pull our belly in and press our spine and our ribs down into the mat. So don't even take your hands behind your head here. Let's start here. Take an inhale and an exhale. As you exhale, pull your belly down towards the mat. Feel the tone. Press your ribs down into the mat. Notice how your pelvis starts to tilt back. Then release that. That is what we are going to do. If you want to take your hands behind your head, you can. You're supporting your head. You are not pushing your head up. You are pulling your belly in and your head may lift as a result, but it is not about lifting our head towards the sky. So that was like the old way of doing it, but that's not really getting into the belly, that's getting into the head and stressing the neck out. So no stress in the neck, pull the belly in, then maybe lift the head a teeny bit, but relax your head down into your palms. Let's release that, let it go. We'll do it again. Inhale, exhale, pull belly down, ribs down, spine down. Maybe lift head. Not very high. Let your head drop into your palms so you feel the support of your palms. You are not pushing your head. Your back of your head is relaxing into your palms. Release it down, let it go. We'll do it about 3 more reps. This is to get it into your brain. It's not about how many we do. I think that was another thing, like this business, don't do that, right? Because that's not as mindful. Go slow. Inhale, exhale, pull belly into spine, then lift. If you want to go for 10 reps, feel free, but try to use these principles of relaxing the head and taking the focus into the center of the belly and release. We're going to go again. This time I want you to focus on pulling your pelvic floor in, those muscles that control when we go potty. Pull those in, specifically when it's to stop the urine flow, right? So pull your pelvic floor in and up, your belly in, maybe the head lifts. Relax the head into your palms. Pull the belly in. Gaze is up, not to your thighs. And release. And let's go again. I know I said 5, but you could do 10. You could do 7. You could do 6, or you could do 3. Your choice. And then release and let that go. Let that go. Let's do a thigh stretch, a quad stretch. And so you can go onto your side or your belly. So on your side, you're relaxing your ear on your elbow or your upper arm. And then you can take the knee forward, hand to the ankle, then kick back. Knee stays about hip height. So it's not up here, it's down here. Then we can kick our leg back towards behind us. Make sure the shoulder isn't forward, pull it back. So that's part of the back bend here. You want to tighten, you're going to feel a tone in your hips, a tone in your hips. You're pushing the leg back. You're pushing your hand into your ankle, ankle into hand or foot, or holding on the pant leg, and then release, let that go. Let's push the leg long and stretch it out. Push the leg long, press the heel away. Pull the knee in towards you, give it a hug. And maybe this is going to be a balance pose. Are you ready for tree pose? We're going to push the bottom leg straight and maybe take the upper leg to your lower leg or your upper leg, but try not to push on the knee. Knees don't like that. So this is tree pose lying down. It's a balance pose. You can use your upper hand and push it into the earth. So I'm pushing foot into lower leg into foot. That's my tree pose. And we are balancing on our side, aren't we? You might take the arm up overhead. Doesn't make you more enlightened. You might lift it up towards the sky. You might take your hand to your knee. See, now that actually is hard. I could rock forward and back here. Might keep that hand down there. Then straighten it out and we'll do the other side. Are we having fun yet? I hope you are. Let's come on down onto the other side. Relax your head. Some of you like to be on your belly, and if you like to be on your belly to do this stretch, go right ahead. If you're on your side, we're going to pull the knee in and pull it back. I'll show it on the belly just in case you want to see that. So the bottom knee can be bent or straight for this part. Knee is about hip height, not up here. That's Knees don't generally like that. So we want to have the knee in line with the hip as we kick back. Get a good stretch through the front of the thigh. And that's super nice because we sit a lot and this area gets really tight. On the belly, it looks like this, just in case you haven't seen it in a while. And you can relax your head down, or you can come on and prop yourself up. And we will go onto tree now. So tree lying on your side. Tree on your side. So prop your head. You can even have a blanket there if that's helpful. Then bottom leg is straight. So even being like this is super challenging for balance to be right here. Now, if your bones are pushing down into the mat, because I'm feeling that right now, you might stick a blanket or a pillow underneath your hips to help that out. You can always make a little bit more cushion. Then we're going to bring the foot either to the lower leg and push foot into thigh or leg, a lower leg, or we take it up here and hand can be in front of you down on the mat as you push in. Now the lower leg is straight, you're pushing the heel away from you. You can bend it. If that feels better for balance, why not? It's not going to hurt anything. Breathe in, breathe out. You might play with switching up the arm. It is challenging. Now I've got this wall here and it's yummy because pushing into the wall is super nice. I don't mean to brag, but it's really nice to pull and press into a wall. It does help balance. Pull your belly in and up, and taking the hand away from the wall is a little bit more challenging. And then we're going to come on out of it and onto our backs and do a stretch of the back of the legs, because you know I love that. So love it because it's good for you. I hate to say that, right? So yeah, my friend, she's a runner and a tennis player, and she's super tight behind her legs, which is really common. So you can place the strap around your foot or interlace your fingers behind the thigh. Push the heel up towards the sky. Knee may be bent. Beginner's knee is bent. So foot is pressing up towards the sky. Beginners are tighters, right? It's like, so she asked the question, will it stay? The answer is you're going to feel better throughout the day from the one time doing it. But if you do it every day, over time, you're going to stretch more. This stretch you could do a few times a day. So, if you're super tight behind there, obviously the longer you hold these, the more benefit you're going to get. So heel is pressing up towards the sky, bottom leg is, the knee is bent, foot on the earth, or extend the leg. Do not extend the leg if you're super tight in the back of the right thigh. Let's take the leg out to the side, keeping the left hip down. So you can use your left hand, push it down into your hip so it doesn't lift up, because that's what this looks like when it lifts up. We don't want that. We want the pelvis to be level. It's not about how far down the leg goes. It's about whether you're feeling a stretch in the inner thigh. Inhale, leg rises. Let's cross it over the midline. Push your heel towards the left. Take about 3 breaths here. Where's the stretch when we do the midline? Go over the midline, along the side of the leg. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. If it's too much, lift the leg a little bit. It doesn't have to go so far down. I like pulling on the thigh because the leg bone goes more into the socket. But don't pull so much that your jaw tenses up. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, let's lower down and let it go. Other side, other side. We will end close to on time. And we just can't cheat sides, right? So left leg sometimes gets less attention. Let's give it some attention. Either hands behind thigh. You're pushing your thigh into your hands, or tie around foot. Take a breath in and out. How long should you stay in this? Generally, I tell people 3 to 5 breaths to begin, and then maybe go up to 5 or 10 breaths. You can always stay longer. It will not hurt you. Your mind may waver, but that's okay. We just bring it back to the body. Let's take the leg out to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in. Breath is out. Breath is in. Breath is out, keeping that right hip down. Soft breath in. Soft breath out. Inhale, head, leg lifts up and cross it over the midline. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hold as long as you wish. And then our spinal twist as we find our spinal twist. So these are going to go to the right. And arms can be back in cactus or long in a big T. This is so nice to open up the front of the body. And then you may switch sides, knees up, over to the left. Enjoy your twist, tacking the right shoulder down. You might gaze to the right as your knees go to the left. Final pose. You might put your legs up on a chair. You might put your legs on a sofa. You might put your legs up the wall. Or you might relax with a bolster under your knees, or blocks under your knees, or pillows under your knees in our traditional Shavasana resting pose. This is the pose where we can return to that beginning exercise that we did. So you're going to take a breath in and focus on your feet, and a breath out and focus on your feet. This time it's going to be different. It's always different. Breathe in, focus on your lower legs. Breathe out, focus on your lower legs. The body's always in a different state. Hopefully it's more open, relaxed, release tension. Feeling a little bit stronger. This is the time we let go. Breathe in and out as you focus on your upper legs. Inhaling and exhaling, focus on your hips. Inhaling, exhaling a little bit longer than your inhale as you focus on your spine, your torso, your abdomen, your shoulders. Breathe in and out as you focus on your upper arms, your lower arms, your hands, fingers, neck, and head. Relax your tongue. Your eyes. Your forehead. Whole body relaxing. So you can stay as long in your resting pose as you choose. Such a nice place to be. This is a place of gratitude. This is a place of being embodied in the body. It's a place of letting go. It's a place of feeling energy running through you, like a stream, like a river. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Enjoy. May all beings be free, happy, healthy, and at peace. May you be happy, healthy, and at peace. I'm here for any questions you have. Namaste, everyone.